All right, let's get right into it. You might not have noticed, but this past week, the entire global energy map, well, it was completely redrawn. And I'm not talking about some slow, gradual change here. Nope. We are talking about a handful of massive strategic power plays that just happened. And they've totally flipped the script on who controls the world's energy for, like, the next generation. I mean, just look at the money involved. We're talking about decisions worth over $800 billion. That's a mind-boggling number. And these aren't just entries on a balance sheet. These are genuine tectonic shifts in global power. So, on the surface, all these moves might look totally random, right? Disconnected. But they're not. There's a hidden pattern here, a brand new set of rules for how you win in the energy game. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to connect the dots by looking at 5 huge deals that lay out this new playbook. Okay, let's start with move number 1, Europe's absolutely massive bet on American liquefied natural gas, or LNG. And believe me, this is a total game changer. So get this. The European Union just signed on for $750 billion worth of American energy just over the next 3 years. To give you some perspective, right now they spend about $70 billion a year, so they're more than tripling down. It's just a staggering amount of cash. And if you're wondering why, well, this chart tells the whole story. Just a couple of years ago, back in 2021, Russia was supplying almost half, 45% of Europe's gas. Today, that's cratered to just 19%. This new deal with America, it's designed to push that number to 0 by 2027. This isn't a temporary fix, it's a permanent geopolitical divorce. So what this tells us is pretty clear, right? Europe is basically saying we will pay whatever it takes to get out from under Russia's thumb for good. America is no longer just another supplier. They're becoming Europe's full-time energy guardian. And that reveals our very first new rule. Security now completely trumps cost. All right, that's rule number 1. Now for move number 2, let's head over to Asia, where Chevron is making a really interesting play. While a lot of companies are spreading out all over the globe, Chevron is doing pretty much the exact opposite. They're doubling down, and I mean really doubling down on refining in South Korea. And they're doing it at the exact moment when the market is shrinking and their competitors are pulling out. You know what that's called? It's a classic move, counter-cyclical investing. The idea is simple. When everyone else is panicked and running for the exits, that's when you go all in. And this gives us our second new rule. See, the old way of thinking was to spread your investments all over the world, diversify your risk. But Chevron is proving that the new winning strategy is to build a regional fortress. You concentrate all your firepower in one place and just dominate it. Okay, for move number 3, we're heading to the deep waters off the coast of West Africa. And what's happening there is a super sophisticated partnership between 2 giants, Qatar Energy and Total Energies, and it is absolutely making waves. And the way this deal is structured, honestly, it's a work of art. It's a masterclass in how to get big things done. You've got Total Energies bringing their cutting-edge deepwater tech. Then you have Qatar Energy with deep pockets and global market access. And crucially, you have a local partner on board to make sure the government is happy. It's like a perfect 3-legged stool, incredibly stable. And this move really shows you what Qatar is thinking. This isn't just about finding more oil. This is about projecting power and influence way beyond the Middle East. So, what's the third rule we're learning? Simple. You don't build a global empire by yourself anymore. You do it by teaming up with strategic partners and leveraging what they do best. All right, on to move number 4. And this one's a little different. Let's talk about Shell, because they're playing a completely different game. While their rivals are out there making huge, flashy headlines with expensive buyouts, Shell, well, they're waging a kind of quiet war. And their weapon of choice isn't some splashy multi-billion-dollar deal. It's something that sounds a lot less exciting, but is way more powerful. Methodical, relentless, capital discipline. Put simply, they're just consistently giving cash back to their shareholders while their competitors are out there burning through it. And we're talking about a huge scale here. $3.5 billion in share buybacks every single quarter. Think about that. That kind of consistency and discipline makes them look super strong, it attracts serious long-term investors, and it means they're sitting on a mountain of cash ready to pounce when a real opportunity comes along. Okay, that brings us to our 5th and final move, and I gotta say, we might have saved the most sophisticated one for last. We're talking about China's incredibly clever energy masterstroke down in Brazil. So China just poured over $4 billion into Brazil's energy sector. That's more than double what they did last year. But here's the thing. The big number, that's not even the genius part. The real masterstroke is when you look at where that money is actually going. Look at this breakdown. It's all about diversification. This is not just an oil and gas play. Not even close. A full third of the money is going into renewables. Then you've got huge chunks going into manufacturing, into mining. You see what they're doing? They're not betting on just one horse in this energy transition race. And that brings us to our final new rule, and it's a big one. Hedge every possible future. It doesn't matter how the energy transition plays out, whether the world goes fully green tomorrow or if fossil fuels are with us for another 50 years. It doesn't matter. China has locked up the resources it needs from Brazil to power its future no matter what. So, okay, let's take a step back and pull all 5 of these moves together. We've seen Europe, Chevron, Qatar, Shell, and China. What does it all mean? What does it tell us about the new world of energy we're all living in right now? All right, here they are, the new rules of the global energy game. Rule 1, security is worth more than a cheap price. Rule 2, forget spreading out. Concentrate your power in one region. Rule 3, smart, disciplined spending beats throwing cash at flashy deals. Rule 4, you have to diversify. It's not optional anymore. And finally, Rule 5, those old school long-term contracts, yeah, they are definitely back. That is the new playbook. And make no mistake, the stakes here could not be higher. What we're watching unfold right now, this isn't about some company's next earnings report. This is about who gets to call the shots, who holds the real power for the next generation and maybe even beyond. This whole realignment, it's happening fast and it's creating a brand new list of winners and losers. Which, of course, leaves us with one massive question to think about. In this new energy world with these new rules, who's going to win and who's going to get left behind?